Well, hey fans, welcome back to another movie review, and today we're talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die. So, Bad Boys Ride or Die is an action comedy film directed by Adil Bilall, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Is the fourth film in the Bad Boys franchise, and this one follows detectives Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett as they try and clear their late boss's name, Captain Conrad, who died in the previous film, from being, he's been posthumously connected to like working with the cartels, and they're trying to clear his name, and that is the basic premise of this movie. And I just got back from my screening. I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I think it's actually better than the last one. I think they did everything right to make this movie a hit, and I'm gonna go ahead and put down a guess that this is gonna be the first blockbuster of 2024, at least for the summer season. I think this film just hits all the right buttons. I think this will be the film that kind of brings Will Smith back into the spotlight after the whole incident with the Oscars 2 years ago. And like I said, I think his role is great. The way he portrays Mike Lowrey in this film is consistent with the others. And there's one thing I've noticed about Will Smith's character compared to Martin Lawrence. He still looks kind of young, but you can definitely tell that like he's dyeing his hair to keep it black. And that's a joke that they made in the previous film, but I want to kind of see this character let some of that gray show, let some of that part of him age up to be along with Marcus, portrayed by Martin Lawrence. By the way, I know we've been seeing a lot of Martin Lawrence in the media lately. He seemed like he's a little down, a little kind of out of it, like, you know, he's not up to par as he has been. I don't really see any of that in this movie. He seems in tip-top shape. His comedy beats are great. He has some of the funniest lines in the movie. There's actually an incident that happens early on in the movie that makes his character behave a certain way throughout, and I think it worked. It just made for some of the best jokes I've seen in this franchise in a long time. And I think Martin Lawrence is on it, and to see him working with Will Smith again, these two, since the first Bad Boys, they have been able to make this partnership work, this duo, the chemistry that they have. They really do feel like partners who have been going at it nonstop for such a long time, and I really want to see them continue to do these movies together. The guy who portrays Mike Lowrey's son, Jake Scipio, I forget, Armando, I believe his character's name. He's great in the movie. He's very action oriented. He's a great fighter. He has numerous great fight scenes in the film, and I really want to see what they do with this character in the future. This franchise, the Bad Boys franchise, is basically Sony's version of the Fast and Furious series. But unlike Fast and Furious, they have not yet jumped the shark, and they're really cheap to make. Technically, I think this film had a budget of like $100 million. The cast isn't as expansive as Fast and Furious, so they can keep making these for around the same budget, and hopefully they all become blockbusters. Because like I said, I think this movie is really good. I think there's something for everybody to enjoy. And yes, it is an adult movie. There's language, there's a lot of other stuff, but I do think that some families may still take some of their teenage kids to see this. Like I said, the jokes are great, the action's great, the cameos, so many cameos. You got Joyner Lucas, Khaby Lame, Michael Bay, Tiffany Haddish, John Sally, DJ Khaled, and a few other people. I don't want to spoil them all, but they are all great in the little bit of screen time that they get. And I just think this is a great movie. It is fun. Everybody kind of gets their moment to shine. The actor who plays Reggie, what is his name? Dennis Green. Reggie has a scene in this movie that my entire theater was cheering and screaming and yelling, and it was a great scene. To see how his role has expanded from that first small role that he had in Bad Boys 2 till now is great, and I want to see him come back in the next movie. That's how great it was. So there is one character who was recast in this film, and that is Teresa Randall, who plays Teresa Burnett, Marcus's wife. I was not sure why they recast her for this role, because even the role of that character isn't that big, but it turns out the actress Teresa Randall has retired, so that's why they had to recast her. So that is something that may throw off some, long-term fans who've been with this franchise from the beginning. Why was she recast? But that's the only reason why. It does seem like she's retired. There's nothing nefarious going on. I will miss her, but moving forward, Tasha Smith replaces her. She does a fine job, but like I said, it is a very small role. And the one thing I can say about the plot that isn't necessarily good, but it's not really bad either, it's pretty predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen at each point in the story, but the directors take you along for that ride and make it enjoyable. Adil Bilall, they keep everything within, it's really grounded. Like I said, bringing back to Fast and Furious, that kind of got a little over the top. You had to suspend so much disbelief. There's like one scene in this movie where you have to suspend some disbelief, but not too much. It is really a more grounded action story. I think Adil and Bilall do a fantastic job, and I think this is their wheelhouse. This is the type of movies that they should be making. These action blockbusters, you don't take yourself too seriously type of movies. And there are some connections. Like there's a part in the film where they try and connect to like the previous Bad Boys movies. There's like a line where somebody says, hey, we should open up all our old case files. And I thought they were kind of going to connect it back to the first movie and the second, but then they kind of skip over that. And it's okay, but I do kind of wish we got some more, backdrop to the previous movies. Please go see this movie. Go see it in IMAX. See it on the biggest screen possible. It is amazing. It is fun. It is everything you want from a summer blockbuster. I really can't wait to see it again. I got to take the boys to go see this. It is great. It surprised me. I really like the acting, the heart, the emotion. It really builds upon this franchise in a good way. And if I were Sony, I'd go ahead and give Gabrielle Union a call back and get her back into the franchise and start getting that next Bad Boys movie in production ASAP. So in terms of a score, I'm going to give Bad Boys Ride or Die a decent 8.9 out of 10. Very good time in the theater. Very fun time to be had by all. And yeah, movies are back. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me again for another movie review. Remember, you can watch the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?